ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणी। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome to the Srimad Bhagavatam thematic series. Yesterday, we were discussing the second explanation of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary to the Bhagavatam verse, the first verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So I'll just briefly recap what we discussed so that we can begin the third verse discussion today. I'll just share the screen. So in the second verse, it is compared to, the explanation is compared to the sun. And Krishna is Vraja Krishna. And the devotees are Nirmat Saranam Satam, and they are relishing rasa, and these are the Puran characteristics. Janmadesayata, let us meditate on Krishna, who is known as Satya, who appeared in the house of Vasudev and went itara to, and knowing the appearance of Prema in the heart of the Vrajvasis, Vatsaliras, to relish that Prema. Although he is dependent on his people, but in all cases he is independent. And the 10th canto pastime, who revealed that the cows and the calves and the Gopas were actually Supreme Brahman, to Brahma Adi Kavaya. And even great sages like Narada and Shiva are bewildered. Muyanti Yatsuraya. And Dhamna Svena, through his abode matra and by revelation of his form to his devotees, Dhamna Svena, he destroys the Jiva's ignorance concerning himself. Sada Nirasakuho. And Tejo Varim Radam Yata Vinamayo, like the bodies of three gunas, by the combination of three visible elements, which are false, his body, the you know, his body is not composed of three gunas because he created the three gunas. So his form is not temporary or false. So that's how Vishwanath Thakur gives this second verse explanation, and we went into quite a detail explaining this commentary. Uh, so I'll not go into it. Satya, we saw the references from the demigod's prayers and from the Mahabharata, Brahmanda Puran, Gopal Tapani Upanishads. And the Jiva's ignorance is destroyed by meditating on Krishna. And here two references are given, how the abode of Mathura is revealed and the mercy of the Lord. Abode of Mathura is one reference, and how the Lord is revealed by hearing and chanting. The Purva Paksha was, in the material world is temporary, and therefore Krishna's form, which appears in the material world, is also temporary. This is refuted by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And then, how then demons are able to see the form? So they are able to see, but they cannot. They see without realization, so they cannot realize the form of the Lord. Just like a person who's afflicted with jaundice, although he tastes sugar candy, he cannot relish the sugar candy. And then those who saw the forms got the mercy. He gives scriptural proof 1, 2 from the Narayana Adhyatma, and then an explanatory verse. And even in the Gopal Tapani Upanishads. And he was born in Vasudev's house, and Itara, he went to Nanda's house. Why did he go? Knowing how to cheat Kamsa and to relish prema in the Vatsalya Ras. And it means that he is dependent. No, he is still independent. He remained in Vraja because, of the love. Krishna is Bhaktavatsal, and he is controlled by prema. And he revealed the cowherd boys and calves to be Brahman to Lord Brahma Adi Kavaya. And another explanation is that Krishna in the form of Swamsha Matsya revealed impersonal Brahman to Adi Kavaya Satyavrata. And there is a Praman given here. So today we will begin the third explanation. As far as I understand, did we discuss yesterday the third explanation? Anyone remembers? Did we discuss the third explanation, or we completed till the second explanation? Virendra Yadav Prabhuji?
No, bro, we have not started. Not started.
Okay, yeah. So today we will begin the third explanation. Okay. The third explanation is based on Bhagavatam, is ripened, mature fruit of the Vedas. Nigama kalpa karor ghalitam phalam. So rasa, based on rasa, third and fourth explanations are there. Okay. Third explanation. The third explanation is Nigama kalpa taror ghalitam phalam. The third, fourth, and fifth are all based on rasa point of view. And the Vishaya here is Madhurya Ras. And the Adhikar is again the Rasika devotees. Sambandh is Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Then Prayojan is experiencing Prema and relishing Rasas. And the Puranic characteristics it reveals is Ashray. Because directly it is Krishna is the Ashray. So that is revealed. So it reveals the Madhurya Ras, the highest Rasa. So let us go into it now. Again the verse. Janmadesya tonvayaditarascharteshu abhignasvarat tene brahma hridayadi kavay muyanti yatsuraya. Tejo varim mridam yatha vinamayo yatra trisargo mrisha. Dhamna svena sada nirastakohakam satyam param dhimahi. Let us meditate on Krishna, Satyam Param Dhimahi, from whom arises Madhurya Ras. Janmadeyasya. So here Janmadesya, from whom arises creation, maintenance, destruction. No. From whom arises Madhurya Ras. How? Through meeting and separation. Sambhog and Vipralamba. So Anvaya is meeting, Itara is separation. Who as the hero most skillful in everything related to rasa. Charteshu abhigna is conscious of everything in the creation. In the first explanation it was. Now he's abhig about he knows everything related to rasa. Is beyond the material realm, Swarat, who conveyed to Bharat Muni the same Madhuryas. Tena Brahma Ridhaya Adi Kavaye. So when we go into the explanation of Vishnu Thakur, we'll come to know Tene Brahma Ridhaya Adi Kavaye, why Vishnu Thakur is mentioning Bharat Muni. In the first explanation, it was, Brahma is Vedas. Adi Kavi was Brahmaji, Lord Brahma, but here Adi Kavi is Bharat Muni. About which other poets are bewildered. Muyanti at Suraya, in whom alone arises the three types of literary meaning in extraordinary form. Tejo Vare Brada Yata Vinamayo Yatra Trisaga Amrisha. And who defeats the withered arguers about the extraordinary influence of the experience of Madhurya Ras. Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Uhakam. So let us go into the explanation here. Again, everything is here put in the chart. Let us meditate on Param Krishna, whose highest choice of rasa with the appearance of the highest sweetness with the gopis, Madhurya Ras, who is the absolute truth. And here you can see from whom arises Madhurya Ras through meeting and separation, and who's most skillful hero in everything related to rasa, who's beyond the material realm, Swarat, and he conveyed Marat Muni, the same Madhurya Ras. Other poets are bewildered. Just as one mistakes fire or earth for water, people think that rasa directed only to the god should be directed to material bodies such as Nala. Tejo Varim Mridam Yata Vinamayo. He says that this rasa should be directed only towards the Lord, but it should be directed only towards the Lord. But if it is directed to material heroes, why? Because of the description such as concentration of material bodies such as Nala. Now, when we go into the explanation, it will become more clear. Yatra Trisargo Mrisha, in whom alone arises the three types of literary meanings: literal, metaphorical, and suggested or creation of allusion, Dvani, skill in composition, Guna, and literally ornaments, Alankar, are real. Mrisha, no, Mrisha it is. So this is related, because Kavya Shastra. We need to know Kavya Shastra to understand these things, and it is a very difficult subject. Even I'm not aware. But let us see what Vishwanath Thakur has to say in his explanation. Okay, let us go into the commentary. Another meaning is revealed in the verse showing the highest choice of Krishna's rasa. There is Shantras. Next superior is Dasyaras. Superior to that is Sakyaras. Superior to that is Vatsalyaras. And the highest is Madhuryaras. So this verse shows the highest choice of Krishna's rasa, that is Madhuras. With the appearance of the highest sweetness with the gopis, even though he has other associates in Shant, Das, Sakya, and Vatsalya. So the highest sweetness appears in the gopis. So this verse elaborates or reveals that, this verse. Okay. How Madhurya Ras is the highest? He gives a praman. Madhurya Ras is the highest ras and it manifests to the highest degree with the gopis. This is the praman. Tatrati Madhye maninam haymanam mahamarkato yatha. In the midst of the dancing gopis, Lord Krishna appeared most brilliant. Maninam haymanam, like an exquisite sapphire in the midst of the golden ornaments. So that's how this verse proves that the highest rasa is manifested in the gopis. Let us meditate on Krishna, from whom appears the highest rasa, Shringara ras, Janmadyasya, Adyasya. Now, this is a very interesting explanation. Vishwanath Chakra Thakur says how, Janmadyasya is Madhuri ras. Previously, this rasa, though existing, had disappeared because of the censure by conservative spiritual aspirants. So this rasa, it was there, but it had disappeared. And there were conservative spiritual aspirants who were not qualified to understand this rasa. So it's only through Madhvendra Puri that worship of Radha and Krishna, and especially in this highest rasa, following the footsteps of the gopis, was revealed. And before that, there was worship of Krishna only, especially in the Madhva Sampradaya worship, they only worship Krishna, or Lakshmi Narayan in the Sri Sampradaya. So because they were conservative spiritualists, it had disappeared, this rasa, but it was revealed, and through Madhvendra Puri, Ishwar Puri, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the six Goswamis. By meeting Anvayat and separation, Itara, this rasa with the gopis is accomplished. So there is, meeting and separation, and that's how the rasa is more and more relished. Just as Bhimsen is represented by the word Bhim, so the Adya rasa is represented by the word Adya. So Janmadyasya. Just like sometimes we say Bhimsen, we call him in the short form as Bhima. Satya Bahama, sometimes we call as Satya. Similarly, the Adi Rasa is called as Adya. The Adi Rasa, and the highest Adi Rasa is the spiritual Rasa in the form of Shringar Rasa. So that is represented by the word Adya. Or because Bhagavatam is considered to be the scriptural form of Madhurya Ras, Pibata Bhagavatam Rasam. Rasa, here it is Rasa. So this Rasa refers to the highest Rasa, which is Madhurya Ras. By the proximity of the verses, the word Adyasya can infer the word Rasyasya as the object which is being described. So there is a proximity with the Adyasya and the Rasasya here. So that's why this object is here now. Janmadyasya is the highest rasa, which is Madhurya. So that's the way Vishwanath Chakra Thakur interprets this verse. The state created by meeting and separation actually establishes the rasa as its counterpart. Thus, there is no worry that the original form of rasa is degraded by this condition. Rather, such a state indicates the secret nature of this Madhurya Ras. So this, actually what Vishwanath Chakra Thakur is speaking is difficult to understand sometimes. But I'll just give an example to understand. The highest Shringar Ras, which is manifested in Vrindavan, is actually the Parakiya Ras, the unwedded love. And this state, in the unwedded love, there is meeting and separation, but it is all done very secretly because nobody should know. And that's why this highest rasa is, there is more relish in this kind of unwedded love. And that's why that is the secret nature of this Madhurya Rasa. And that's why in his bhajan, Jaya Jaya ujjwala rasa sarva rasa sar parakiya bhave vrajete prachar. It is mentioned. Okay. Next, there is an elaboration of the vibhav in the form of alamban. Now, how many of you are aware with these terminologies of vibhav and alamban? Vibhav and alamban. How many of you are aware, or please raise your hands? How many of you are aware? Raise your hands. Otherwise, you might not understand what Vishwanath Chakra Thakur is trying to say here. Only one devotee. Okay. So I'll have to explain this. Now, rasa has components, and I'll have to share the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu slides, otherwise you will not be able to understand this. We will go a little slow so that you can follow this. One has to study the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu very, very thoroughly in order to understand the science of rasa. Okay, let me open the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Yeah, I'll just share the screen. So, there are different bhavas, and these bhavas combine to give rise to rasa. Just like, there is halwa ras. Halwa, when you eat, you get a kind of happiness. You taste, wow, what a taste in halwa is there. But halwa is made of different bhavas or ingredients here. So there is rava, ghee, sugar, dry fruits, milk, all this. So all this combined to give rise to rasa. So similarly, different bhavas combine to give rise to rasa. The difference in bhava and rasa is that many bhavas unitedly give rise to rasa. So this is the difference between bhava and rasa, first thing. Now, just a second. Now, within the concept of spiritual rasa, this was material rasa example I gave. In the concept of spiritual rasa, there is something called as the ingredients in the form of stahi bhav. Stahi bhav is, shant, dasya, sakya, vatsalya, madhurya. And there are other ingredients, all combined to give rise to rasa. So vibhav, one is vibhav, another is called as anubhav, another is called as sanchari bhav or vebhichari bhav, and another is called as satviki bhav. So let us see in brief this, and then we'll go back to the commentary of Vishwanath Chakra Thakur. So vibhav has these two components, alamban and uddipan. Alamban means in loving reciprocations, there have to be two, subject and object. So alamban is the support. So there has to be the vishaya and the ashraya. So Krishna is the vishaya, and the devotee, in his heart, he has love for Krishna. He's the abode of love. And Krishna is the subject of love, or the vishaya. So alamban has these two, vishaya and ashraya. This is uddipanar, anything within the subject which more excites and invokes that love is uddipan. Just like Krishna is wearing a peacock feather, that attracts and makes him more beautiful, and that attracts and the gopis, or Krishna on the full moon night on the bank of Yamuna in his Tribhanga form is playing the flute, and that causes more spiritual stimulus for the Madhuri Ras. So the Uddipan is the playing of the flute and the moon, full moon night. All these agitate. This is spiritual agitation. Please remember that. So these are all Uddipans in the Madhuri Ras. In the Sakya Ras, there is the bugle, the horn, the stick. So the friends get excited when Krishna blows the horn. Oh, we are going now to the forest. The Vatsalya, the ornaments Krishna is wearing, the curly hairs, the ankle bells. The ankle bells. They cause. They excite or they activate the Vatsalya ras. Stahi bhav, that which invokes the Stahi bhav is the Vibhav. Just like the mother is cleaning the room of the kid and she sees the beautiful shoes or the cap or the photo of the child, immediately her Vatsalya ras, manifest. Or, it is evening time and the bus horns and the mother comes to know that my child has come. The gate opens. So the child comes running and the mother opens her arms. So that is what is called as Anubhava. I'll not go into all these details. Oh, no. So we discussed, just straight away going to this. So the Vishaya, Vibhava Alaman Vishaya is Krishna. And Vibhava Alaman Ashray is Mother Yashoda. She has love for Krishna, Vatsalya Prem. So this is the object and this is the subject. And this love which is there in the heart is voluntarily expressed by opening of the arms. That is Anubhav. Anubhav is voluntary action item from the affection of the object of love. And Uddipan, as I was mentioning, which is part of Vibhav, are temptations in the Vishay, like sunset, Godhuli. Godhuli starts happening, Mother Yashoda's Vatsalya Prem starts manifesting. And the Stahi Bhav here is Vatsalya Ras. And then the feelings of joy are Sanchari Bhav. Feelings of the hairs might get, not the hairs getting erect is because of the Satviki Bhavs. These are involuntary actions because of, Shuddha Satta Visheshatma and the transcendental form. But Sanchari Bhav are, maybe you start dancing, seeing that, there is today cake or sweet rice. And the joy what you're feeling in the heart, you express by dancing. So these are like Sanchari Bhavs. These are transient emotions, they are called. That's what Prabhupada gives terminology. The Anubhavas, he says, as subsequent emotions. Subsequent emotions. So like that, Prabhupada gives the terminology. So one has to study the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu southern division and then things become clear. But I just explained here because this term has come here. Next, the elaboration of the Vibhav in the form of the Alamban. Now, Alamban, as mentioned, is support because for love, there has to be two. So the Vibhav in Vidhav in the form of Alamban is Vishay and Ashray. Krishna is knowledgeable of or skillful in Abhagya, all things related to rasa, such as the 64 arts. Krishna dances, and that will attract you. But unlike material heroes such as Nala, who are affected by time and karma, Krishna, the Vishay of spiritual rasa, I mentioned Krishna is the Vishay, is independent and spiritual Swarat. So this is the meaning of Abhigya and Swarat here. Rasa should not be accredited to other persons. He alone conveyed the truth about Adi Ras. Now, Adi Ras here is the knowledge of Rasa, Brahma. Brahma means also Vedas, but here it is Rasa, Rasa Tattva. through his mind, Ridha, unto Bharat Muni Adi Kave, the famous exponent of material rasa. It is said that once the demigods went to Lord Brahma and they said that give us some kind of knowledge by which we can engage all our senses and relish you know all and active all our senses. So then Lord Brahma gave the Natya Shastra, the Natya Shastra. And from Brahma, through the Devatas, ultimately on this earth, it was conveyed to Bharat Muni. And Bharat Muni wrote the Natya Shastras, where there is Hasya Ras, there is Karuna Ras, there is Raudra Ras, anger, and all these, reciprocations, you know, in between the lover and the beloved, in Madhuri Ras. In dramas there is there. The whole science of drama was given by Bharat Muni. But again, this rasa, which Bharat Muni is describing, it is not spiritual rasa. Please remember that. It is again mundane rasa in relationships in this world. We can see that. Rupa Goswami took this same concepts uh, from the Natya Shastra of Bharat Muni, and he gave that there is this spiritual rasa in the Vishaya. The Vishaya is Krishna, not material heroes like Nala. Nala is the material hero who is there in the Mahabharata. Nala and Damanti story is, if you read it, it is very, very interesting. And today, nobody knows much about Nala and Damanti because nobody needs histories of Mahabharata. Today, they see movies about hero and heroine, and they are more famous. So, this is Adi Kavaya. This reveals that rasa originates only from Krishna. Amar Kosha says that Brahma can mean Vedas, truth, or austerity. So here it is Vedas. Now further, if you have any questions, you can always raise your hand, sir. In this truth, Yatra, the poets are bewildered because of the descriptions with concentration on material heroes such as Nala. So because the Vishaya is not Krishna and spiritual rasa, the other poets are bewildered because of concentration of material heroes as Nala. An example is given. Just as one mistakes fire or earth for water, people think that rasa directed only to the Lord should be directed to material persons. There is no rasa in material heroes whose temporary bodies end in ashes and worm waste. So our object of love, please think about it. Uh, just like there is the hero and the heroine in this world, for the hero, the object of love is the heroine. For the heroine, the object of love is the hero. Both their bodies are temporary. They are made of material elements, and the body is going to be destroyed. It's going to be burned to ashes, or it will be eaten by worms. So there is no material rasa in material heroes. The real rasa is in our hero, that is, our real hero is Krishna. Krishna is the Nayak, and the Nayika is Radharani. So we should offer our love to Radha and Krishna, by which we can relish spiritual rasa and relish eternal happiness and eternal life. Rather, on consideration, in this there is contradiction to rasa, distaste or disgust, because of the perversion of the object of love, vibhav. So this rasa, that's why between people in this world, in any of the relationships, this rasa sometimes gets what? when the lover and beloved are in love with each other and the love breaks, then what happens? Sometimes there is murder. There are ghastly things which happen. So there is disgust, sometimes there is fights. Why? Because of the perversion of the object of love, that is the vibhav. The object of love is not Krishna. The unintelligent describe rasa in such persons. The other poets describe rasa in such persons. There are so many songs we sing, right? The hero sings for the heroine sings for the hero. All these today's mundane film songs are there. You know, in the Lord, there is a creation of three meanings: literal, metamorphical, and suggested, or creation of allusions, dhvani, skill in composition, guna, and literary ornaments. Trisarga. Trisarga is mentioned as three meanings. This is to do with Kavya Shastra. These are real Amrisha and become amazing because of their extraordinary nature in Krishna. The life force of the material hero, made simply of proud words of poets, is false. Amrisha, that is Amrisha. Amrisha, here it is Amrisha. This is true, but this is false. Some persons do not accept rasa by the amazing influence of direct experience of tasting Madhurya Ras, Dhamna, which is extraordinary, Svena. Krishna defeats the withered Mimamsakas. The Mimamsakas don't accept this rasa. So, but by directly experiencing the rasa, Krishna defeats these withered arguments. So that's, I think, the third explanation. Any questions, any clarifications? I know this subject matter and concept of rasa is quite new to the devotees, and we are not well studied these foundational subjects carefully. Otherwise, once you study the basic terminologies and Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it becomes very relishable to understand the purports. Any questions? Any clarifications? Okay, so now we'll go to the fourth explanation. Today we'll cover only till 4. 5 we will cover the next class, because fifth one is very important for us. The fourth explanation, again, it is Nigama Kalpatarur Kalitam Phalam. It is Madhur Rasa, but revealing Srimati Radharani. It is, the Visha is now Radha and Krishna. Here it is in general Krishna with the gopis, but here it is more specific, Radha and Krishna. Adhikar is again devotees who are Rasikas. The Sambandh is Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Prayojan is experiencing Prema and relishing Rasa. Again, the Puranic characteristics is the Ashraya. Okay. Janmadhyasya tonvayaditaraschaarteshu abhignaswarat Tene brahmaridayadikave muyanti yatsuraya tejovari mridam yatha vinamayo yatra trisargo mrisha dhamna svena sada nirastakuhakam satyam param dhimahi. Without deceit, in correct manner, aspiring for the highest goal, we meditate on Radha and Krishna. Satyam param dhimahi is we meditate on Radha and Krishna here. From whom arises the height of Madhurya Ras. There it was mentioned just as Madhurya Ras, but the height of Madhurya Ras is Janmadhyasata. By giving up other gopis and following only her, Anvayad, by giving up other gopis and following Itara, as Dhira Lalita, he showed his expertise in the chief aspects of rasa, and she exhibited herself as an independent lover. Charteshu abhigna swarat. Krishna imparted through the heart to Sukdev, knower of this rasa from birth. Tene Brahma Ridhaya Adi Kave. Here Adi Kave is Sukdev and Brahma is the knowledge of rasa, which Krishna imparted him from birth. The Bhagavatam, by which the devotees faint in ecstasy and undergo transformation, muyanti et surya. How? Just as fire, water, and earth reverse their properties, and by whose influence the three Shaktis remain eternal. Tejo varim rita vridam yata vinamayam. So just like when we go to the explanation, it will become when Krishna plays his flute, the water by nature is liquid, it is moving, it stops his movement. The earth, which is solid, it doesn't move, it melts and uh, starts flowing in the form of liquid. So these are the transformations which happen. So that's what is the explanation of Tejo Varim Vrata Vinamayam. By the influence of these two, that is Radha and Krishna, Yatra Dhamna Svena, the creation of three consorts, three sarga. Here, three sarga is not the three modes. There are three types of consorts: Shri, Bhuva, and Leela is in Vaikunta, or the gopis, the queens and Lakshmis, or the internal, external, and the marginal proteins is become factual, Amrisha. So that's a translation Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is giving. So when we go to the purport, it will become a little more clear. Okay. Let us meditate on Radha and Krishna, aspiring for the highest goal, Madhurya, in a correct manner. And by the influence of these two, Yatra Dhamna, without deceit, Nirasta Kuhakam. What will happen? Now the Tatastha Lakshana is Janmadhyasita, from whom there is appearance of Madhurya Ras. Anvayad means giving up other gopis, Itara. And he followed her alone, Anvayat, and he became obedient to her. So this is explaining, especially in the Ras Leela, Krishna was with unlimited gopis, and in the center was Radha and Krishna, but Krishna left along with Radharani, who is fully knowledgeable of the chief rasas filled with Madhurya Ras, Arteshva Bigna, and Swaratish, she alone remains with her lover, Krishna. And this knowledge was imparted to the heart of Bhagavatam, Brahma, the 5 chapters on Rasa to Sukdev, Kavaya. Sukdev is Adi Kavi from his birth. And Muyanti et Surya, from hearing the Bhagavatam, the devotees faint in ecstasy from tasting the Rasa, or because Radha and Krishna are the object of hearing and seeing, they are close associates. Surya is devotees, get bewildered. And Tejo Varim Vridam Yatha Vinamayos, their ecstasy is just like earth, water, fire, and reversing their properties. Moon, form of fire, seeing Rasila became stunned like earth. Water, hearing sound of the flute, became stunned like earth. Stones become liquid like water. I mentioned these are the transformations. Yatra Trisorgo Mrisha. The creation of the three consorts, three Sarga, Bhu, Shri, Bhu, and Leela, or gopis, the queens, and Lakshmis. Or the internal, external, and the marginal potencies become factual. Okay. Let's go into the commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Among all the gopis, the peak of sweetness arises in the company of the queen of Vrindavan, the principal gopi. The principal gopi is Srimati Radharani. This is indicated in the following verses. This is the first reference now. Now this is again from the 10th canto. Kasya padani chaitani yatayananda sununa amshanyashta prakoshtyaha kareno karinayatha. Here we see the footprints of some gopi who must have been walking along with the son of Nanda Maharaj. He must have put his arm on her shoulder, just as an elephant rests his trunk on the shoulder of a accompanying she-elephant. So when Krishna in the Ras Leela disappeared along with some gopi, that was Srimati Radharani, all the gopis started searching like mad in Divya Unmad. They were searching for Krishna. And ultimately, at some place, they found, some footprints. There were 4 footprints. So that means that Krishna was with another gopi. So that some gopi refers to Srimati Radharani. So they are saying now, here we see the footprints of some gopi walking along with Nand Maharaj, son of Nand Maharaj. That is Krishna. And they are saying that he must have put his arm on Srimati Radharani's shoulder, just like an elephant. So this is, the sweetness arising from the highest Madhur Rasa, which is with Srimati Radharani, the principal gopi. Then, this is also very famous verse. Anyaradito nunam Bhagavan Haririshwara Yanno Vihaya Govinda Pritoyam Manayat Raha. Certainly, this particular gopi has perfectly worshipped the all powerful personality of Godhead. Anya Aradito Ninam Aradhana. Rather, word comes from Aradhana. She's the topmost worshipper of Krishna. She perfectly worships Krishna. Bhagwan Hari Ishwara, the supreme personality of Godhead, all powerful. Govinda, since he is so pleased with her that he abandoned the rest of us and brought her to a secluded place. So this establishes Radharani as the principal gopi and the queen of Vrindavan. A meaning which indicates this should be found in the first verse of the Bhagavatam. A meaning which indicates this, that this is a principal gopi, that should be found in the first verse, that is 111 of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So Vishnu Chakravarti will extract that meaning. We meditate upon Radha and Krishna, from whom there is the appearance of Madhurya Ras. Janma Adyasya. Adyasya we mentioned, how Adi refers to Adi Ras, that is Madhurya Ras. This means that these two are the supreme receptacle of the art of Madhurya Ras. Giving up all other gopi lovers, Itara, he followed her alone and became obedient to her. In fact, Radharani left. And when Krishna saw that Radharani is not there, he also left. The following verse shows how he followed only Radha. Okay, this is the verse. Atravarpita kanta pushpahetur mahatmana atra prashuna vachayah priyarte preyasakrita. And over here, that intelligent boy must have put her down, gather some flowers. Just see how in this place dear Krishna collected flowers for his beloved. So this are the gopis are speaking. Because he gave up other gopis and followed her alone, he is known as Dhir Lalita lover, favorable for cultivating rasa. Now, this is again a subject matter of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. There are 4 kinds of lovers: Dhiro Datta, Dhiro Lalita, and Dhiro Shanta, like that. And is very technical and philosophical, and one has to study Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu to understand. But here, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur himself gives, who is a Dhira Lalita. He is thus called one who is fully knowledgeable of the chief rasas filled with Madhurya Ras, Arteshu Abhigna. And because he is Dhira Lalita, she alone remains with her lover, Swarat, as a Swadhina Kanta, a woman who controls Krishna. Radharani fully controls Krishna. And Krishna, Dhira Lalita, is a male lover, skillful in the arts of pleasing his beloved, that is Radharani, and controlled by her. So he's a Dhir Lalita who is very, very skillful in pleasing the beloved, and he is controlled also by her. So this is that kind of lover. Krishna is that kind of Dhira Lalita lover. So uh, I hope it is clear. In order to reveal all this, he imparted through the heart of Bhagavatam, Brahma, containing as its essence the 5 chapters on rasa to Sukdev, knower of this tattva Kaveh from his birth. In fact, uh, the Rasa Panchadhyay, or this highest rasa, was only known to Sukdev Goswami and not even to Vyas. Please remember this. Although Vyas re-edited the Bhagavatam and made it into Amal Purana and taught this to Sukdev, but when Sukdev spoke in that assembly, the Rasa Panchadhyaya, because Sukdev, it was imparted in the heart of Sukdev Goswami. Shiva says, Aham Vetti, Vyas Vetti na Vetti. No, I don't recollect what is that verse. I know, but whether Vyas knows or don't know, I don't know, he says. So Vyas did not know this highest rasa. It is only Sukdev when he spoke in that assembly and Vyas was sitting, then it was also revealed to Vyasdev. And then Vyas further edited and put it in the Bhagavatam. So that's why Tene Brahma Radaya Adikavya refers to here Sukdev Goswami. The Bhagavatam is called Brahma. The following verse. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Purana Brahma Sammitam. This Bhagavatam is furnished with Brahman. So here it is Brahma Vedas. Shukamukad Amrita Dravya Sumitam. Bhagavatam is sweetness flowing from the mouth of Shuka. So this is Adi Kavaya. Shukavag Amrita Dubdvi. Krishna is the moon rising from the sweet ocean of the words of Shuka. This is from the Brahmanda Puran. From hearing Bhagavatam, Yad, since it has rasa, the devotees faint in ecstasy from tasting the rasa. Yad Suraya Muyanti. So this bewilderment is not because of, again, Maya in this material world. You become bewildered and astonished, hearing the spiritual rasa. Or because Radha and Krishna are the objects of their hearing and seeing, they are close associates. Suraya, though most wise, become bewildered. They also become bewildered. This means that they take on qualities opposite their normal qualities out of ecstasy, and others are included in this ecstasy also. This is illustrated through an example. Their ecstasy is just like earth, water, and fire reversing their properties. For instance, the moon, a form of fire, on seeing the Raslila of Radha and Krishna, gave up its quality of moving and became stunned like earth. Water, on hearing the sound of the flute, became stunned like earth. Water gave up its natural quality and became like stone. Stones made of earth became liquid like water. By the influence of these two, Yatra Dhamna Svena, the creation of the 3 consorts. Now, Trisarga refers to the 3 kinds of consorts: Shri, Bhuva, and Leela. Or the Gopis, the queens, and Lakshmis. The Gopis are, the Kanti, the expansion of the body of Srimati Radharani. The queens are also expansions of Srimati Radharani. And the Lakshmis in the Vaikuntha are also expansions of Radharani. We have to know that. Just like Krishna is the avatari, source of all avatars. So all the gopis, the queens of Dwarka, the Mahishis, and the Lakshmis are expansion. What to speak of Lakshmis? Even Durga they're all expansions of Radharani. Or the 3 sarga can refer the internal, external, and the marginal potencies become factual. This means that the consorts such as Shri who have been manifested by Radha and Krishna by their influence, by their being the basis of the consorts, exist eternally because of their eternal relationship. We meditate on them without deceit, as in real form, Satyam, and as the most excellent forms, Param. So the highest meditation is to meditate on Radha and Krishna. Thus, the object of worship, Radha and Krishna, Vishaya of the Bhagavatam, has been shown as the subject of the first verse. So let us meditate on Radha and Krishna. So that's how Krishna Chakra Thakur translates this. Okay. Any questions about the fourth explanation? All are silent. What is the reason? Any questions? Any clarifications? Yes, Virendra Yadav Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhu, just one clarification. There is a mention of Mimansaka. Mimansaka, it refers to Jnanis, mental spiritual tests.
These are the Mimamsakas are there's the Karma Mimamsa philosophy of Jamini, the Karma Mimamsakas, and there are also the Jnana Mimamsakas, and there are also the Buddhist who are Mimamsakas also. So like that, it can refer in generally. Uh, uh, Basically, it is I, I don't recollect the exact meaning of Mimamsaka. Mimamsaka is those who analyze, I think. So this can refer to the Karma Mimamsakas and the Jnana Mimamsakas also.
All right, all right. Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions? Any other clarifications? So the fifth explanation is very, very important because it is, let us meditate on the topmost process, that is Shuddha Bhakti. The definition of Shuddha Bhakti will be given there. So that's very, very interesting. It's very, very nice. And that we will take up in the next class. Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Hare Krishna.